Hello students, my name is Arshan and today we will do the 18th chapter of your class 7th science textbook of NCERT, and the name of the chapter is Wastewater Story Part 1. So students, all of us use water in our homes and make it dirty. Well, dirty? Are you surprised to hear this word? Well students, the water that we used is wasted. So we should try to not get that water wasted. We must clean it up by removing pollutants. So students, have you ever thought where the wastewater goes and what happens to it? So let us start our chapter with our first topic, that is water, which is our lifeline. So students, clean water is a basic need of human being. Let us make a mind map of the many uses of clean water. And let us perform this activity 18.1. Activity 18.1. Now we have been given one example of the use of clean water in this map. You can add many more, like clean water is put to use for drinking, it is also put to use for cooking, for bathing, etc. etc. So students, clean water that is fit for use is unfortunately not available to all. It has been reported that more than 1 billion of people have no access to safe drinking water. Now this accounts for a large number of water related diseases and even deaths. People, even children, walk for several kilometers to collect clean water, as you might have read in chapter 16 also. Now students, think about it. Is it not a serious matter for human dignity? You have studied in chapter 16 about the increasing scarcity of fresh water due to population growth, pollution, industrial development and mismanagement and several other factors as well. Realizing the urgency of this situation, on the World Water Day on 22nd March 2005, the General Assembly of the United Nations proclaimed the period 2005 to 2015 as the International Decade for Action on Water for Life. All efforts made during this decade aim to reduce by half the number of people who do not have access to safe drinking water. There has been perceptible progress in the direction of the aim, but still there is a lot to achieve. Now students, cleaning of water is the process of removing pollutants before it enters a water body or is reused. This process of wastewater treatment is commonly known as sewage treatment. It takes place in several stages. So students, now you might think that what is sewage? So students, sewage is wastewater released by homes, industries, hospitals, offices and other users. It also includes rainwater that has run down the street during a storm or heavy rain. The water that washes off roads and rooftops carries harmful substances with it. Sewage is a liquid waste and most of it is water which has dissolved and suspended impurities. Now let us perform activity 18.2 to increase our understanding of sewage. Activity 18.2. In this we have to locate an open drain near home, school or on the roadside and inspect water flowing through it. We have to record color, odor and any other observation. Discuss with your friends and your teacher and fill up the following table, that is table 18.1. Students, we know that sewage is a complex mixture containing suspended solids, organic and inorganic impurities, nutrients, saprophytes and disease-causing bacteria and other microbes as well. These include the following. For example, organic impurities include human feces, animal waste, oil, urea, that is urine, pesticides, herbicides, fruit and vegetable waste, etc. Inorganic impurities includes nitrates, phosphates and metals, whereas the nutrients are like phosphorus and nitrogen. Where students, bacteria are also present like Vibrio cholera which causes cholera and Salmonella paratyphi which causes typhoid. Other microbes are also present such as protozoans which causes dysentery. So students, it is very necessary to freshen up the water. So let us learn about the eventful journey of water freshening up. In a home or a public building, generally one set of pipes brings clean water and another set of pipes takes away wastewater. Imagine students that we could see through the ground. We would see a network of big and small pipes called sewers forming the sewerage. It is like a transport system that carries sewage from the point of being produced to the point of disposal, that is, treatment plant. So students, manholes are also located at every 50 meter to 60 meter in the sewerage and at the junction of two or more sewers and at points where there is a change in direction. Now let us increase our knowledge by performing this activity, that is activity 18.3. Activity 18.3. In this we will study the sewage route in our home, school, building, etc. We will make a line diagram of the sewage route, walk down the street or survey the campus to find the number of manholes. If possible, we will observe open drain and record which living organisms are found in and around it. In case students, you do not have a sewage system in your locality, find out how the sewage is being disposed of. Now students, we understand that it is very much a requirement to get the polluted water treated. Let us perform the following activity which will help us understand the processes that takes place at the wastewater treatment plant. Let us perform this activity, that is activity 18.4. For this activity, you have to divide yourself into groups to perform the activity and record observations at each stage. First one, we will fill a large glass jar that is 3/4 full of water. We will add some dirty organic matter such as grass peas or orange peels, a small amount of detergent and a few drops of an ink or any color. Then we will cap the jar, shake it well and let the mixture stand in the sun for 2 days. After 2 days, we will shake the mixture and pour a small sample into test tube. We will label this test tube before treatment, that is sample 1. Also we will see that how does it smell. Now we will use an aerator from an aquarium to bubble air through the sample in the glass jar. We will allow several hours of aeration. Then we will leave the aerator attached overnight. If you do not have an aerator, use a mechanical stirrer or a mixer, cause we may have to stir it several times. The next day when aeration is complete, we will pour another sample into a second test tube and label it as after aeration with sample 2. Fold a piece of filter paper to form a cone. Then we will wet the paper with tap water and then insert the cone in a funnel. We will mount the funnel on a support. Then we will place layers of sand, fine gravel and finally medium gravel in the funnel. And then we will pour the remaining aerated liquid through the filter into the beakers. Try not to allow the liquid to spill over the filter. If the filtered liquid is not clear, filter it a few times till you get a clear water. Then we will pour a sample of the filtered water into a third test tube and that is sample 3. So students, then we will pour another sample of the filtered water into a fourth test tube. Add a small piece of chlorine tablet, mix well until the water is clear. Then we will label the test tube chlorinated sample 4. Then we will observe carefully the samples in all the test tubes. Do not taste these samples, just smell them. So students, after performing this activity, we can answer some of these questions. Like the first question is, what changes did you observe in the appearance of the liquid after aeration? So students, basically aeration provides oxygen to bacteria for treating and stabilizing the wastewater. So students, we will see a change in the liquid. Now another question will also arise, that did aeration change the odor? So students, we have noticed that yes, there is a slight change in the odor of the liquid. Now another question, that is, what was removed by the sand filter? So students, we know that removal of suspended matter takes place with the help of the sand filter. And another question, that is, did chlorine remove the color? So students, water disinfection is removed from chlorine use and also the smell is reduced. Now another question, that is, did chlorine have an odor? Was it worse than that of the wastewater? So students, slight smell but not that bad as compared to the contaminated water was present in the water. So students, what have we learned in this chapter? We have learned lots of things. We have learned that used water is wastewater and wastewater could be reused. We have learned that wastewater is generated in homes, industries, agricultural fields, and in other human activities. This is called sewage. Now, sewage is a liquid waste which causes water and soil pollution. Also, we have learned that wastewater is treated in sewage treatment plant. So, students, with this, we are at the end of our chapter. Let us perform some exercise questions to improve our grasping of the subject. So students, the first question is, what is sewage, and explain why it is harmful to discharge untreated sewage into rivers or seas. So to answer this question, sewage is a liquid containing waste which is disposed by households, industrial and agricultural activities in water. It is harmful to discharge untreated sewage into rivers or seas because it can pollute the whole sources of water. Sewage contains harmful substances and disease causing organisms. It is therefore dangerous to release untreated sewage in water. Moving on to another question, that is, why should oils and fats be not released in the drain? Explain. So students, oils and fats should not be released in drains because they harden the soil in the pipes and block them. Fats get clogged in holes of the soils in the drain and block it. It does not allow the water to flow. So students, with this, I hope you have enjoyed the chapter and you will practice these questions as well. Also try to perform these activities under adult supervision. We will meet next time with some other very interesting topic. Till then, bye bye.